A member of YSL has been caught on wiretap trying to communicate with an outside member of YSL, someone who's outside of the jail, instructing them to destroy evidence. And the conversation was caught on wiretap. Let's get into it. Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's Rashad Crenshaw back again with another YSL update. Recently, a member of YSL from inside the jail, presumably assumed to have been Yak Gotti. Apparently, it was not Yak Gotti. Someone from inside the jail called another member of YSL, two YSL members communicating, and the report is this. Assistant Attorney Geary returned to the court to say that a different defendant from the YSL case, not Yak Gotti, was caught on an illegal cell phone trying to get someone outside to destroy evidence, an error apparently. The underlying event is still just as important. An accused YSL gang member tried to use a smuggled phone to do gang shit from inside the jail. I'm curious now about which one. Now, me personally, this is, to me, it just gets worse and worse. Like, from my angle, I know a lot of you fans are convinced that Thug and everyone else in YSL is gonna come on home and it's all gonna be alright and they're gonna have a picnic outside and YFN Lucci's gonna be screaming from inside the jail, banging his head up against the wall. Regardless of how you want the story to turn out, right now, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Someone from inside the jail, I don't know how they got the phone, but they got on the phone and communicated with another member of YSL on the outside. Now, I don't know what made them think that that was a safe choice, but I guess when you're desperate and your life is on the line and you're facing 20 years, possibly, you'll probably do anything to escape any sort of repercussions that you might have coming your way. Unfortunately, that was sloppy. Got on the phone, communicated with somebody on the outside, and the police intercepted the phone call and destroyed any chance of them destroying the evidence. And now these guys are probably going to have another charge added onto their RICO case. Trying to destroy evidence, evidence tampering. I don't know what the charge might be called officially. I don't know if they can add on another charge, but they're probably going to do. They're probably going to add on another charge to the case. Because this guy decided to pull out all the stops and attempt whatever it is he needed to attempt to make sure that he individually didn't have any evidence attached to him. And now it's costing YSL and that individual more of their freedom. Now he's probably in the hole, probably gonna lose his mind after 6 months, 7 months being in the hole. It's just a bad all-around situation. But this gives insight into how these gangs are run. These dudes are incredibly sloppy. Like, regardless of how tough you might think they are, no matter how thorough you think they are, no matter how much of a real nigga you might think all of these dudes are combined, there's got to be some kind of brains here. Like all morality aside, let's put the morality aside for a second. There's got to be some kind of brains here. Gee, you're already in jail. They've made it clear that they've been listening to you, which they really shouldn't have said, but they've made it clear to the entire public. They put in the indictment, and I guess anybody can access that through the Freedom of Information Act. They've accessed the indictment. The indictment is everywhere. Somebody should have communicated to the entire gang from the outside, hey, you guys were getting wiretapped. So they're listening to y'all. So from here on out, be smart. Apparently this guy didn't know it, or he decided to just take whatever risks he needed to take in order to get the outcome that he wanted to get, and now all of YSL has been endangered by his actions. These guys just aren't that bright. In the last video, I told you guys how the prosecutor brought up in court that Young Thug literally admitted to possibly being involved in the situation where YFN Lucci's mom was shot in that house shooting, right? The prosecutor brings it up in court and tells the judge, yeah, Young Thug said, he said in the song, sticky, sticky, Ricky, I smoke Skittles, not no sticky. I shot at his mommy, now he no longer mention me. The prosecutor mentioned that in court. Don't come in my comment section, Rashad, why you saying that shit? You gonna get this nigga in trouble. I'm not getting this nigga in trouble. He already said it in the song, and the prosecutor has already made it clear to the judge what he said. I don't know what y'all want me to tell you. All I'm trying to inform you of is the current state of affairs with the YSL case. I'm going to give you all of the facts. I don't care about how it makes you feel. So stop getting in your feelings. Look at this from a rational, non-female, non-emotional perspective. I'm giving you, if you're a Young Thug fan, I am giving you every inch of evidence that they got against your boy. This is what they've got against your man. I'm trying to make sure you are as informed about your favorite rapper as you could possibly be. Don't get mad at me. Write a letter to Young Thug and tell him how disappointed you are in the fact that these lyrics are accessible to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. Write a letter to YSL headquarters telling them to relay to the YSL guys in jail that they're being fucking wiretapped. Stop crying. Stop all that whining shit y'all doing in academics videos and all these other videos. Bro, you dry snitching. Nigga, is it ever dry snitching when the rappers do it? I really want to know. Is it ever dry snitching when the rappers tell on themselves? Or is it just everyone else's responsibility to just act like that didn't just happen? Everyone else has to operate with some sort of civility, loyalty, and a code, but the rappers can go wild and everybody's just supposed to sit there and act like they don't see what they're clearly seeing. Accountability is kryptonite to the black community. But hopefully these guys don't lose anything more than 8 years. It's hard to watch pictures of Young Thug in that jail. To see a guy go from house parties, mansion parties, studio sessions, luxurious cars, luxurious homes, luxurious food, vacations, to see a guy go from that. And he seems like a good dad. I've seen videos of him interacting with his kids. He seems like a good dude outside of the gang shit. And to see him in that jail cell, kind of coming to terms with his fate and understanding that, like, this might be it. It's hard to watch a guy's fate be in the hands of people who don't know him, don't care about him, and only see a side of himself that he himself chose to portray to the world. It's hard to watch. And hopefully y'all take away, like, the gravity of what's happening here. These guys' lives are in danger right now. They're about to lose more than 8 to 9 years of their life behind bars, man. You don't get 8 years back. That's 8 years you could have met your soulmate and built a family. 8 years you could have spent hustling and grinding, not in the streets. 8 years you could have spent hustling and grinding, building something for yourself. All it takes is like 2 to 3 years of hustling for you to put yourself in a good position. 4 years of college to get a good degree, to get a good job. 3 years or 4 years of hustling on YouTube to get an established platform. All it takes is about half the time you would have spent in jail, prison. You could have built something. And half that time, had children, experienced something good in life. And instead, that has all been capped and destroyed and blown off and broken apart by you being brought to jail and all these charges put in front of you that you're probably going to be found guilty of. Do y'all understand the gravity of this? To see a dude like Young Thug go from the position that he was just in on a financial, social, and industry level to where he is now, man, Drake can't say this nigga, bro. Baby Birdman can't go up there and say it, bro. He can't go up in there and rub his hands and get Young Thug to come out. It's done. Birdman can't come up in there and show off his fucking star tattoo and do, bro. He's in there like no one's getting him out. Lil Wayne can't come in there. Nobody can come in there. It's him and these people that have put him in there, and he's got to own up to everything he's done and prove he's not guilty, which is gonna be hard for him to do. Do y'all understand the gravity of this shit? Put all of your favoritism and I love Young Thug's music aside, because Young Thug is a great artist. I've listened to some of his music, a small percentage, but he's a good artist. All of that hard work down the drain for what? Do y'all understand the gravity of this? Y'all gotta understand, man, you don't get these years back, and life is so short and so unpredictable, man. You could go to prison, come out, and end up with a terminal illness like Boosie did. He survived it, but Boosie came out with diabetes, cancer. Man, you could come out of prison fucked up. This is not a joke. So that's just an update on what's going on with YSL and the consequences that could follow.